morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner. And it's Friday, the 24th of July, and we've made it to the end of the week. I made it back down to Cornwall, had a very good journey last night. Did have a driver alongside me to help me do half the driving, which was nice. And morning, Ollie, how are you?
Yeah, all good, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. I guess you're looking forward to the weekend, and your little one now is getting bigger, I think, isn't it's a she, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
but just means early starts at the weekend as well as in the week.
Luckily, those days for me are all over. Anyway, I think today we're going to pop down to Chile. Actually, I am thinking of popping down to Chile because there's a few companies I'd like to see down there, but that's to be arranged, maybe over the new year. But let's start with the big one, Antofagasta.
Yeah, Anto has released a specific update on its copper operations due to the start of weather related to a strong El Nino pattern, which could actually last into the start of next year with storms and things. So it's something to watch for the whole sector. They've said that from this initial intense rain, they'd shut down non-critical parts of Los Pelambres, but haven't changed their guidance as a result, and now operations are normalising. But if you look at some of the other companies in the region, Codelco also suspended some of their operations. Anglo were impacted as well. BHP less so, and Lundin Mining had to suspend their entire operation. So at the moment, not a huge impact, but obviously if this runs until into 2027, you could see some more disruption through the rest of this year, which would be positive for the copper price.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at it. In fact, we were discussing it yesterday. A lot of the roads and that sort of stuff are closed. It's difficult to transport things around and move around. The weather really has been something else down in Chile. So actually, of course, if you're a producer, it's a real problem. If you're just exploration, it's not so bad. Although I say the roads are quite tricky, and it's difficult to get around. But talking about exploration, let's have a little chat about cleantech lithium, which is obviously still exploration. It's lithium, not copper. It's actually up in the mountains, so it's away from a lot of the disruption. But they've had some news, haven't they?
Yes, they have produced about 330 kilograms of high purity lithium carbonate. It's quite a sizable bulk sample, and they processed about 55,000 litres to do that. It's still not sort of commercial scale, but clearly you've got to get there in steps, and so proving that you can make the target chemistry is a positive step, but it's not necessarily going to push the share price higher at this stage because it's probably one of those things that investors feel is sort of priced in, and if you can't do it then it's a problem, but it's kind of the expectation when you go out that if you're finding a lithium project you can make the right kind of lithium.
Yeah, and it is quite a big bulk sample actually. So they've got the Chinese all over them as well. So I think there's a sort of an inevitable ending there, Ollie, probably. I mean, the other one that we've been talking down in Chile quite a lot is obviously Halo Minerals. There's no news out on it today, but it's one that people are definitely starting to look at and consider. But again, that's one that's not in production at the moment. But with the current weather, if it was in production, it'd be having quite a lot of issues because it's right on the coast. So anyway, look, all looking quite interesting in Chile. Anything else you want to mention, Ollie?
People might have noticed that Almonte suspended its, it's gone into a trading halt on both TSX and the ASX. That is because it's delisting because of a lack of liquidity, which is pretty unusual for mining stocks on those exchanges, and it will be focusing entirely on the Nasdaq, perhaps where people understand valuations of mining stocks a little less well.
I think that's a slight understatement, actually, potentially, Ollie, but I think that's the whole thing about tungsten. It really is what I describe as a China-US game, and it's a game. And you just have to be very aware of that. Yes, it's an important game because it's on things like defence, but you do just have to go in with your eyes open, shall we say. Right, anything else, or should we get the day done and then go over the weekend?
Just one more, some good grades coming out of Aurum Resources. They've got their resource at Bundiali project in Cote d'Ivoire, which is multi-million ounce resource. They've been doing some step-out drilling though, 0.6 meters at 47.6 grams a ton gold, 39 meters at 0.79 grams a ton. So a couple of interesting results outside of that resource, sort of following on what we've been saying about a couple of others in the country, and how you can build your resource now that cut-offs are dropping in the higher price environment. But they're pretty well cashed up, 50 odd million Australian, and lots of drilling going on there.
Yeah, and just a reminder to listeners, our two top pick countries for the African continent are Cote d'Ivoire and Namibia. Right, I think that'll do, Ollie. Everybody enjoy the weekend, and we'll be back Monday.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.